where are the black people when we need them with their help? With the whole Latino thing going on with the dog document, and that triggered all the black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. They go, here we go again. The black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help. Personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm gonna give you a great example. I've had a black woman, Latina, but black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the black community. As a black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's black! She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. That in the case of like black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black. From my observation, to the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended. Yeah. It's like I've heard it all the time. Black people themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, Gina.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos. I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourself, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. We're not using our bodies as human shields for people anymore. We saw things for what they really were in the elections. And it was such a perfect storm for Latinos to see themselves as they really are. Yeah. Because not only would they not vote for Kamala because she is black, they wouldn't vote for her because she's woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machismo.
Esas dos cosas.
I'm telling you. Because we uphold white supremacy.
We do.
So I saw that conversation on Facebook, and I wanted to bring it here because they made some interesting points in their live. But yeah, Trump's return to power was fueled by the Latinx community. Definitely. From Cubans to Venezuelans to Puerto Ricans, all of y'all. Trump's support from that community jumped up 14 points, percentage points. 14 since 2020. It was the highest. Trump's share was the highest for a Republican presidential candidate in exit polls going back to 1970s.
Not what you voted for. Oh my goodness. So first things first, let me start off by saying this. I spoke with all black people on the planet, well, specifically in the U.S., all right, with Council of Negroids, and I'm going to be bold and speak on their behalf and say, we have nothing to do with ICE, okay? We have nothing to do with this whole ICE situation that's going on. We have nothing to do with the deportations, and we don't care. Damn. And I don't mean that in any type of mean or, malicious manner. I'm just saying we don't care. My name's Bennett and I ain't in it. We have nothing to do with this. And I've noticed there are a lot of goofy clowns that are trying to put black people in the fray of this. And no, we have nothing to do with it. Black Americans have nothing to do with what's going on in ICE.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's happening again. The streets of LA are full of protest, anger and frustration. But this time, a lot of it is coming from the Latino community. After years of political promises and party loyalty, many Latinos are realizing something hard to admit. They got played. Yes, they were played by DT. This week, protests broke out in LA, where Latino demonstrators were arrested while demanding immigration relief, protection from deportation, and justice for their families. The police didn't hold back. Videos shows people being pushed, being dragged, and cuffed. And while the protest was about human rights, the arrest made it clear they are not being heard, they are being huddled. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Rosemary. Kindly consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before we get to the video, let me play a few clips of the same and I'll be back with my commentary. All credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
I don't want to hear your cries. I don't want to hear your complaining. I don't want to hear your coulda, shoulda, wouldas, because I don't feel no ways tired. I don't want to hear this is not what I voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. That man let you know time and time again that he don't fool up with black and brown people. And it's sad because you yearning so bad to have proximity to whiteness made you turn a blind eye to the disrespect, made you feel like you were bigger than the program, made you feel like all the insults that he spewed against your people didn't apply to you. So now y'all want to act shocked and appalled because he done called the National Guard, everybody and their mama, to scrape you and your family members off the floor of LA. No better for you.
Latinos for Trump is like, yo, the co-founder's like, yo, he deceived us. This was not part of the plan, Mr. Trump. President Trump, you say you were going to have our back, and we had your back in voting you in. But now we see you for the liar that you are. And the black community is like, yo, what y'all talking about? We told y'all what was going to happen. We showed up and did what we had to do. And y'all pulled the lever for somebody that ain't never rocked with y'all. I don't know why y'all felt so comfortable in voting this guy in when he already told you what he was going to do. And he's doing it. So people are like, yo, should we feel sorry for y'all? Because y'all the one that voted for the man overwhelmingly. And the black community like, yo, this ain't our fight. We love y'all, but this ain't our fight. Y'all gonna have to handle this one. So what y'all think? Is it, this is what y'all voted for, so this is what y'all get? It ain't our fault, it's y'all fault. Whose fault is it? Y'all let me know.
I think a lot of you guys that voted for Trump and are now regretting it or changed their minds, whatever, a lot of y'all keep defending him because you would much rather act like you didn't do anything wrong instead of owning up to it and saying, you know what, I made a mistake, I messed up, I wasn't doing my research, or I was lied to, I felt blinded, whatever it is. Instead of coming on here and saying that, you would much rather keep defending this man because it's what's gonna make you feel less guilty. It's gonna make you feel like what you're standing up for is the right thing, when in reality you know that it's not, and you know that you messed up, but you'd rather just continue like nothing is going on because you'd rather turn a blind eye to what's going on rather than have to own up to your shit and say, I made a mistake. Because y'all's pride is up here, it's full. Let go of that pride, let go of the ego, and just admit that you made a mistake, and that's fine. People make mistakes, we're not perfect. I don't think that everybody who voted for Trump is a bad person. I think a lot of people either didn't have the right information, they were ignorant, they were blinded, their belief, whatever. I don't think every person who's voted for Trump is a bad person. I just don't. I don't see everything black and white. Like, I don't just see like, oh, it's either this or that. No, I think there's like in between. The world is a complex place to be in, and we're humans. We're bound to make mistakes. Shit happens. But it's more of like when you know that there's something that's going on and that's not okay, and you decide to just keep quiet, I think that's cowardly. I think you should be able to come and say, you know what, I fucked up and I'm sorry, and just try to be a better person. So if that's you and you used to support Trump or his ways, and now you're scared to come on here and say, oops, let me tell you, it takes a lot of courage. It does. And I would respect somebody that does that so much more than somebody who stands by what they believe in just for the F of it, just because that's what they believed in at some point and they are not willing to change. So
But here is a deeper story. Many of these same people or their family members once supported DT. Yes, they bought into the promise of quote-unquote law and order, a strong economy, and putting America first. They believed DT would help small businesses. They thought he'd fix the border, but just to stop crime, not to tear families apart. Fast forward to now. Immigration lanes are back. Humanitarian programs are being cut. People with TPS are being told to pack their bags and go back. Even illegal immigrants are feeling the heat. And Latinos are getting arrested in the streets for protesting the same man they voted for. And this is a classic of a season. F around and find out. And unfortunately, a lot of people are finding out the hard way. Let's be real. DT never hid his stance on immigration. From calling Mexicans quote-unquote rapists, to putting kids in cages, to building the wall, he was loud and proud about his views. But some Latinos are still voting for him. Why? Because they thought they were the quote-unquote good immigrants. Because they thought ICE would never come for them. Because they believed that working hard and staying quiet would be enough. But now, the arrest in LA shows a bitter truth. It was never about illegal versus legal. It was never about protecting the country. It was about control, about fear and power. And now, even peaceful protesters, people standing out for their rights, are being criminalized. And still, many are now turning their frustrations toward the Democrats, and honestly, they feel disappointed. So now, Latinos are asking, who is really fighting for us? The Republicans? No way, they have shown their hands. But the Democrats, they have had the power to make real change, and they did it. So of course, people feel betrayed. They showed up to vote, to organize, to march, and yet they are still being locked up in the streets. Some Latinos are even saying, we are done with both parties, and that might be the start of something bigger. Because the truth is, Latinos are not a monolith. They are not going to blindly follow any party anymore. They are learning the hard way that loyalty doesn't always lead to justice. It's a wake-up call, not just for Latinos, but for all voters. Politics is not about red or blue anymore. It's about power, about policy and consequences. And when people realize they were lied to or used, they start to resist. That's what we are seeing in LA. That's what we are seeing across the country. And this is not just a political story. It's a human one. Families are being separated. Dreams are being crushed. People are being arrested simply for wanting to live in peace. And behind every protest sign is someone who believed that America would treat them fairly, only to find out otherwise. Now the blame game has begun. Some Latinos are blaming DT. Some are blaming Biden. Some are blaming both. But at the end of the day, the system is broken, and people are tired of waiting for someone else to fix it. Maybe this is the start of something new, a new kind of movement, one that doesn't wait for a savior, one that holds every politician accountable, no matter the party, one that centers in the voice of the people, not the powerful. To the Latino protesters in LA, your anger is valid, your pain is real, your voice matters, but let this be a moment of truth. Remember who stood with you. Remember who ignored you, and the next time they come asking for a vote, ask what they have really done for your community. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.